Hello everyone, Orylen here, and I really felt like it was way overdue for an update to this channel and what is going on here, because we are now into the new year, but it's now February 1st, so I was really hoping actually to get this done a long time ago, like the beginning of this year, but well, we'll settle for the beginning of the second month. It's February, and I have things I want to discuss in terms of what this channel is doing. Let's begin with what is currently going on now and what is going to be updated and whatnot. First off, the ball, that LP is completely done. Just have to get the remaining videos uploaded and whatnot, and then I can stop looking at it. The ball is a really weird LP in terms of like looking back at it now, because I kind of like it because it was a different experiment, but I really didn't like the amount of reception that it didn't get. So I don't really know how to look at it right now. Maybe it'll get reception later on, but in terms of the immediate time, definitely don't have the audience for it, so I probably won't be doing something like that in the near future. I'll just go back to what I do regularly. So once that is done, Prototype still has about 1/3 of the game to go. We are 2/3 of the way through Prototype as of now, and once the ball is completely done, uploaded, and that playlist is completely full of whatever content it has, then hopefully I'm able to have Prototype update both Mondays and Fridays. I want to get it done, just so I can start doing on another project, because, well, Prototype is definitely one of my more intensive LPs in terms of what I'm doing with it. I think I still have 2 more sequences of weapon intrigue to do, and then it's all updates of events and main missions up until the end. And then a little bit of post-game. And I'm looking forward to actually going into the post-game, actually. So, hopefully Prototype will be Mondays and Fridays until that is done. Now, last one is Conker's Bad Fur Day. That, as at this point, is still going to be updated only on Fridays, and that is because you'd think it'd be easier to schedule just me and one other person in order to do some commentary for it, but surprisingly, because of both of our situations, it's kind of difficult. But luckily, the once-a-week update is actually working so that we're able to record again. I'm just at the end of the backlog, so I'm able to keep going again. Hopefully, but that we're able to get through the game sooner better than later. I think at this point we're actually almost at the second half of the game, and I'm surprised at that. I thought it was going to take a lot longer in order to get there. And hopefully, once all of that has been recorded, you will know that either by social media, I'll probably post about it at some point. Either that, or you'll notice that I'm updating Conker more often. Hopefully once it's all recorded and all ready to go, I will have it updating both Mondays and Fridays as well. Same with the Prototype situation, but probably that won't happen until way after Prototype is actually done. So that is the situation with the 3 LPs that are going as of this moment. But now let's talk about something a little bit more interesting. Let's talk about the future. The future. What am I going to do after all of these things are done? Well, seeing as how I'm looking back at this channel and I'm going into my 4th year of doing this since my first update, which was actually February 6th of 2010, which is rather interesting, I'm going to be looking back at my previous works. Hopefully, because it's my 4th year, my goal is to get through 4 games by the end of this year. At least 4. Now, these 4 games, 3 of them are going to be sequels to games I have already done. This was really my initial intention for every game that I have LP'd that is not a request. So you'll look back through all of the games that I've done. If there is a sequel for it, chances are I'm going to do that sequel. And just so you can maybe quell the question you may have in your mind, yes, I am going to be doing Journeyman Project 3 Legacy of Time. That is actually going to be my next game that I'm going to be doing after Prototype is done, but only after. And that one is going to be an interesting thing to tackle. Probably it's going to be hopefully similar, very similar to Buried in Time, but I'm also going to be adding something a little bit extra and supplementary to it on the side. So that is going to be really cool and really fun for me to do. I'm really looking forward to wrapping this whole thing up. And in addition, if you don't know any Journeyman Project news, I might as well talk about this now. Pegasus Prime, which is the game that I talked about, which is the remake of Turbo in my Turbo LP, is getting a Windows release. It's coming February, and I'm probably going to pre-order it once the pre-orders start for it. And you might see an LP of it from me. I don't know. But chances are I'm going to do it anyways, because I love Journeyman Project way too much. So, there's my next LP. Legacy of Time. It's going to happen. In addition to that, there is going to be 2 other games that are sequels. And one of them is going to be difficult. And you may notice that one game that I've done in the past is an RPG. And it's the only one that I've done that's an RPG. I haven't done an RPG since Star Ocean, to be completely honest, and oh boy, I don't know how I feel about jumping back into that boat again. Because, well, if you know what sequel I'm talking about, well, that one is going to be happening too. I planned on doing this from the very beginning, but, well, I was hoping to do more RPGs by this point. But sadly, I've only done the one. And it's not even... I even look back at it now, and I don't think it's that terrible. It could be a lot better, of course, because it was my first LP. I made a stupid mistake of making my first LP an RPG. Oh boy, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. But, yeah, that's gonna be interesting. I don't know how I'm gonna tackle that, because that is gonna be a huge undertaking on my part. I'm gonna have to work on that really, really hard in order to get that done, and also keep it on schedule, because that's the biggest issue I'm gonna have with it. Third game is going to be probably the easiest one of all of them to do again. So I'll just push that aside and make you look at what other sequel that I still have to do. So yeah, I talked about that it's only going to be sequels of games that I have chosen to do myself, which means that games that have sequels that you have requested to me, I don't plan on LPing them myself. If you want me to LP the sequel, please request it to me. If I get enough requests for it, then most likely I will do it. But otherwise, they're going to be on the back burner and probably in the far back of my mind in terms of priority. So push that up if you really want to. The final game I want to do is not a sequel, though. Looking back at some of my older LPs, there's one that shoots out time and time again whenever I see it. It was really interesting to do, but I rushed way too far into it, and honestly, I consider it to be my worst LP, and I know I can do so much better at it, especially because I left so much stuff out of it. It was not clean, it was not professional, it was technically a disaster, and I want to take my stab at it again, because I still stand by that it is a fantastic game that nobody knows about, and needs to be done again. So, coming down the windpipe, probably, maybe, after Legacy of Time, you may see me try my hand at doing an LP of a game again. I don't know how it's gonna work, but I'd like to go back to it, because there is so much more I can do with it. I can make it a lot better now, because I have a lot more experience, and now all of these stupid technical issues that I had, which weren't really technical issues, no longer apply, because I know what I'm doing and I'm not rushing things. So hopefully that will come into its own fruition soon enough. So lastly, I want to talk about other things. If you would like to know what I'm actually doing, and you would like to know immediately ahead of time if your subscription box does not actually work, I hate plugging myself. I really don't do it. That's why I don't put these in each of my video descriptions for each episode. Just doesn't seem right. I don't want to tell you anything, but at least I'll do it in this update. I plan to do these updates a lot less because I want to do like these updates onto my social media accounts. I do have a Facebook page and I do have a Twitter. So if you want to see general like longer updates, then go to my Facebook page. I also post about each episode that comes out there with a little blurb about whatever. And I also will ask questions about whatever. If you want to see little tidbits about stuff and what I'm doing and behind the scenes work that is short and sweet, then you can go to my Twitter account. Because I also have that, and I use it, and nobody listens. So if you want to listen, there you go. There it is. Now I'm going to stop plugging myself before I stab my eyes out. So, that is hopefully what is going to be from me for 2014, and I really hope that I can get this done. I really hope I can keep this goal up throughout the year. And hopefully these next 4 games are going to be amazing and fantastic, and I hope you stick by for it. So, take care everyone, and have a good year.